and let's get started, everybody. Bum ba da da, do do do. Am I live? Please be alive. Please be alive. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to log in.
You're in, Mike. You're fine.
This doesn't make any sense. Can you see me online?
I can see you. I can hear you. You're absolutely fine.
Okay, well, I'm getting nothing on my end, so I'm just going to gamble that we're okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Fine.
Okay, everybody, I can't see you, but theoretically you can see me. So I'm going to go ahead and say everything's all right. Hi, everybody. So normally what happens here, guys, is I have a feed that shows me what YouTube is seeing. And right now it's telling me that YouTube sees nothing. So I just have to assume that we are on. And we'll just go with that. So, hey, everybody, it's Mike Meyers for the Monday edition. Thank you, folks, for letting me know you can see and hear me. So, I'm getting some really weird input on my end. So we'll just assume everything's okay. So, hi. Here, the funny part is, if I suddenly go off, I won't know that either. So we'll see what happens. Scott Jernigan is asking me if I can see the chat. I can see the chat. That much is true. So, hi, everybody. My name is Mike Meyers. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Mike Meyers Ask Mike Anything live stream. The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies for CompTIA certifications. So, it works pretty much like this. You ask me a question, and I answer it. So the main way to ask me questions, just go ahead and type them here into the chat window. Now you should do like I do. I actually pop the chat window out and I go from top chat, which you'll see in the upper left-hand corner, to live chat. And that just helps with some of the timings. And while you're at it, you might want to hit those three little dots and toggle on your timestamps so that you can see where we're talking. So we're starting here at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time, and we'll go till We'll go to the questions end, or 3 o'clock. I've been saying 4, but I'm going to start cutting this down to an hour just because it seems to be we're getting all the questions covered in that amount of time. However, I will say this, and that is if we're really going on some particular topic, we can go past 3 o'clock. But we're going to go from a 2-hour format to a 1-hour format. But with the 1-hour format, we have the right to go overtime on an as-needed basis. So strange. I literally can't see this really important thing. And we are just going to assume that everything's good. All right, so let's go ahead and first of all, we do have a really amazing special today. We're going to have some giveaways today, but what I want you guys to see is that today's deal, so not only do we give giveaways, but we also have deals. And this is a bundle of either my A+ ebook, the whole book, A+ ebook, and our total testers, which is the practice questions, or the Network Plus ebook and total testers. These are bundled together, and this is 50% off. So we don't do this very often where we get 50% off on the books. but this is 50% off the ebooks, and the code is 071921. So in order to take advantage of this deal, you have to go to www.totalsem.com. That's our website. And I'm hoping Scott Jernigan will be typing some of this in as I chatter away. So you head over to www.totalsem.com, okay, and head over to our merchant area, and then grab like the A+ ebook and the A+ total tester. Remember, the total tester is our in-house term for practice questions. So the A+ ebook and then the A+ total tester, or you can get the Net+ ebook and the Net+ total tester, bundle those together, and use the code 071921, and you get all that at 50% off. So that's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I also understand that we had the wrong banner up, that some of you guys are confused. Sorry about that. I was asking about that, and people claim that there wasn't a wrong banner up, so I'm not sure what's going on. We'll figure this all out. Okay. So let's see what we got going here. Also, do keep in mind we've got Dave Rush and Scott Jernigan helping out. Always appreciate you guys coming along. So whenever I start looking over here, it's just because I'm looking through the chat. I'm looking for questions. Somebody's talking about F1 racing. Is that the race car, F1, Formula One? Yeah, okay. Andre has to shower the kids. I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to touch that one. Eric Lembeck, finally able to catch this live. Hey, Eric, good to see you. Glad to have you on board. Andy STL, haven't seen you for a while. And you, Andy STL, passed his Security Plus 501. Well done, sir. Man, that's what it's all about. Patricia Grace is here. Excellent, excellent. David Mohan's here. So, David, I sent you another email back, but you never responded to me. I need you to respond to my email, please, 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 because we want to. Yeah, guys, David Mohan is literally the first person in the year and a few months I've been doing this. David has won the competition so many times that I literally had to cut him off. But I'm going to give him a consolation prize that I think will make him laugh and laugh. But, Dave, you need to send me, you need to respond to my email. William Jeske's here. Chris Gomez. Henry Sierra? Harry, weren't you on before? Your name looks familiar to me. Chris Gomez. Andrew Hutz. Chuck Wumka Peter. Am I even halfway close? I'm sorry if I'm mauling your name. Robert Lemon. Hope the mosquitoes are gone. Not only are the mosquitoes gone, but I've got a big fancy new air conditioning system. And it's, yeah, it cost me a couple of pesos. So I need you guys to buy some more books this month. I can't afford my air conditioner. But the interesting thing is my air conditioner was from like the mid-90s. So the guy who put in my new air conditioner, he goes, your electric bill is going to be cut in half. So I'm excited, looking forward to that. Yes, so I have AC. I'm so happy to have AC. Andrew Hutt's working for Apple. Good for you, Andrew. End up the tech specialist role sooner than later. You're going to be an Apple genius. Yes, the AC is lovely. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Jack, my co-host, we are in aggressive negotiation with his people right now. The problem is that Jack doesn't live here, so getting him here is a bit of a hassle. So we're working that out. So hopefully we'll be having Jack on sooner than later. Oh, Andrew had to put down one of your cats. Sorry, bud. I know the feeling. Jason Helm's getting all kinds of good business coming in. That's what it's all about, man. The whole reason we're doing this is to get some work in. So, guys, we need some questions. I mean, all right. Eric Lembeck at 207. Do you and Professor Messer ever collaborate on the CompTIA materials? No. And on separate topic, there's no real reason for him and me to collaborate, Eric. I guess there could be some marketing thing to it, which I wouldn't be opposed to. But, Professor Messer and I are direct competitors in the A+. I guess he's in the other ones too. So in the CompTIA windows. And on a separate topic, I'm working on my Net Plus and struggling with subnetting. I go to different sources and it's kicking my butt. Well, Eric, you've come to the right place, my friend. What you need to do is right here at the Total Seminars channel, you can search within the Total Seminars channel here on YouTube and do a search for subnetting. We've got a number of episodes. So not only do we have we got one episode where I'm teaching it to you, and then we have a second episode where we just go through example after example after example to really pound it in. So Eric, please, please, please do a quick search for subnetting here in the Total Seminars channel on YouTube, and we should be able to help you out quite a bit there on subnetting. Franklin C. McCants Jr. Hey, Franklin. Hey, Mike Meyers. I passed the N10007, not by much. Network Plus is the most tricky I've taken so far. Franklin, as long as you pass, D for diploma, man. That was, that's really all that matters. Lewis Hamilton was insane. Is that somebody I should know? Lewis Hamilton. Is he an F1 race car driver? He is. Okay, so you guys are talking about your Formula One stuff. Oopsies. All right. David Mohan. Did I send another one? Well, David, now you got me worried, buddy. David, I'm going to have to check this offline because I don't want to do it while everybody's... No, actually, I do. I kind of see where it is. Oh, okay. No, David, I did get your last email. Thank you very much. We're in good shape. Thank you, sir. Okay, got it. Zach Morrill. I remember Zach. How you doing, buddy? Zach Morrill's passed Security Plus. Oh my gosh. Anything can happen today now. Da, da, da. Andrew Hutt's got 210 talking about the first time he's got root access from a hack. That is a good feeling, isn't it? Dave Rush put the subnetting up there for you, Eric, so that should be helpful. But Eric, you know, after you've watched those episodes, if you have questions, come back and ask the questions, but at least you'll be able to ask a question based on something. Zach Morrill, I have a question for you, Mike. I'm about to start Pentest Plus, and I need to know Python. What's the easiest and quickest way to learn? Actually, the Python website itself, it's python.org, I think. Let me make sure I'm not a liar. So Python used to have some pretty good tutorials. Yeah, there's a beginner's guide here. Yeah. So actually, Zach, I would just use go to python.org, and they have all kinds of stuff on helping you learn Python right there. It's all free. Works great. Harry Sierra, I'm going to have to follow your advice you gave to Eric. Subnetting is hurting my brain. You know the funny thing? The reason subnetting hurts everybody's brain is because everybody tries to do subnetting in dotted decimal notation. And if you guys watch my videos, the number one thing I tell everybody is take any values you have and convert them to binary. Then do your subnetting. And then subnetting is a lot easier. So, you know, you have your dotted decimal notation, convert everything into ones and zeros, go through your subnetting process, and then convert it back to dotted decimal. That's really what the secret is. I'll just hear 128. Yes, sir, I got my AC back. I'm very excited. David Mohan, HVAC. No, that's true. Michael Yang. Hello, Mike. Hello, Michael. Robert Lemons Jr. Print, build something. Haha. Andy STL. After passing 501 security on Saturday, would you suggest next CompTIA cybersecurity? I'm not sure what that is. Or Cisco security? Well, Andy, what do you want to do? You know, the only thing I'm really good at is getting people started in technology and understanding that certifications are kind of the pathway that we use to move forward in life. So once you pass what I call the holy trinity of A+, Net+, Security+, then it really does become up to you where you want to go. Do you want to become a Cisco person? Do you want to become Microsoft? Do you want to become a cloud person? Are you a wireless person? What do you want to be? Do you want to get into pen testing? Well, then you're going, I would look at CYSA from CompTIA. Or maybe pen test. But that's if you want to go directly that route. Hey, Algis here, 128. You got some kiddie Python books? There's nothing wrong with that, man. Everybody's got their own way to learn. Peter Hunt just showed up. Man, everybody's sneaking up. Tom Pinkerton. Oh, goodness. Mike, I hate to be that guy. No, you're not being that guy. If you've won something fair and square, you need to get it. But I've never received the practice questions I won a couple of weeks ago. What was that day you were having us email you directly? Should I email again? Oh, God. Actually, Tom, I might be the bad guy. Tom, Kathy Yale is back on track. So, Tom, go ahead and just contact Kathy Yale yourself. Here you go. I thought I had all these to Kathy. But, Tom, just go ahead and send an email to KathyY@TotalSem.com, your YouTube name, whatever you have here on YouTube, so Tom Pinkerton, and then which practice exam you wish to have. So, sorry about that, man. I'm going to put that one on me. Kathy is aware that there were a couple of people on that day, Tom. So, other than I apologize for running late, you can go ahead and contact Kathy. She's back on the job now and ready to help you out. So, I apologize for that. And, Tom, never worry about giving me hassles for not coming through when I said I'd give stuff. Zach Morrow, also during my studies, please, can you explain the difference? What's between secure FTP, i.e. SFTP, and FTP secure? That has completely lost me. Well, Zach, I can tell you there's not much difference. One uses port 22, so it uses an SSH tunnel, which I believe is secure FTP, and FTP secure. God, what's the port on that? Oh, I have it backwards. So SFTP runs in a SSH tunnel, therefore it runs on port 22. So FTPS, F. And FTPS so SFTP is just FTP, but it's running through an SSH tunnel. FTPS is a truly is an encrypted version of FTP. It doesn't run through a tunnel or anything. And it's the port number. Oh my goodness, I can't find the port number. Yes, I'm on Wikipedia. Why? Port number. There we go. Port 990 and 989 for control and data. Although you can force most FTPSs to go to port 21. That's crazy. Huh. Okay. So anyway, that's the difference. David Mohan, what is a swap or a page file? Okay. A page file. I know what a swap file is. I think I know what you're talking about here. A swap file or a page file is a part of your RAM. I'm sorry. Don't lie. Don't lie to them. A swap or a page file is part of your hard drive that acts like RAM sometimes. And the idea here is that if you run out of actual RAM, you can take whatever's running. And the windows are still going to be up on your screen, but they'll actually be copied out of RAM and written to your swap file, which can then put them back on an as-needed basis. Swap files are extremely rarely used anymore. You should never use a swap file. If you're using a swap file, it's because you don't have enough RAM in your system for the applications you're running. And you can actually see the swap file in Windows if you want. Let's see if I can do this. So you can, let me see if I can make this actually, this is probably not going to look real good, but we'll try. Wait a minute, I know how to make this look better. Bear with me just a minute. All right, I've tried to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Oh, you still can't see it. Hang on. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to show you the swap file in Windows real quick. Okay, this ought to work. All right, here, let's take a look at this, kids. All right, so if you take a look here, what I've done is I went to the root directory of my C drive, and I typed in dir/ah, show me the attributes of hidden. And if you take a look right here, you can see I've got a 5 gigabyte page file, and that is where programs, if I run out of RAM, get written into here. And just for the record, that hyperfill.sys, that's if I hibernate, stuff gets written into there. That's all it is. Leave it alone. Use the defaults. Don't mess with it. Oh God, you got the boys talking about swap files now. Franklin C. McCants Jr. Cuss. Yeah, I cuss all the time. I'll just hear 128. Oh, and Mike, I am a she. Al-Jori. I will try to remember that, Aldry. Thank you for letting me know. Eric Lembeck, I will say this, though. Using Wireshark really helps me understand ports and protocols. Eric, I completely agree. In fact, I wrote an article last year on using Wireshark as a teaching tool, not necessarily just to teach Wireshark, but to teach, it's a great tool to teach OSI, hardware versus layer 2 versus layer 3 addressing, ports as you brought up, Eric. I completely agree with you. I think it's great. Aljori. I'm going to try so hard to remember that. Aljori. Rapapina-bum. Toluit by Grapthar's Hammer. What a bargain. Yeah, Zach, a lot of stuff runs on port 22, my brother. Ahmad, much love from Iraq, Mike. Ahmad, so you're really in Iraq? So Ahmad, this is just for you. So I love tadig. Or what else do I... Persian food's delicious. I can't pronounce it very well. Karesh Bamunjan, eggplant stew, Bamunjan with tadig. Oh, good stuff. Y'all know how to eat in Iraq, I'll give you that. Yeah, I sometimes run into trouble with port numbers for encrypted stuff. Jessica Llewellyn, I'm taking A+ this week and I'm having difficulty differentiating between IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS when the questions come up. Can you give me a short way to identify them? Sure. You ready? IaaS, infrastructure as a service. In those cases, you're going to be setting up virtual machines, but you're going to be setting up how much RAM they get, what kind of CPU, what kind of operating system. Get that? That's IaaS. What's next? PaaS is platform as a service. With platform as a service, you'll still be setting up virtual machines, but whoever's setting up the platform is going to pre-decide for you just about everything. How much RAM, how many CPUs, and it's really based on how well your code is running. With platform as a service, you're usually just writing code and then you're using containers to upload the code to a site which then runs it. So that's the big difference between IaaS, you're really going to know what you're setting up. PaaS, you don't. Sorry, Jessica. And then number 3, software as a service. That's the easy one. Software as a service, something's already done. Google Documents is software as a service. Microsoft 365 is software as a service. Playing most games is software as a service. In that case, you're not writing code. You're not building up virtual machines. You're just enjoying the chocolatey goodness that is whatever these people have developed. In fact, I can make an argument that anything you do on the internet is software as a service, theoretically. Going to Amazon. Amazon is software. It's a website that's designed to sell you stuff as a service. Ahmed, are you planning to make a CCNA course in Udemy, please? Nope, not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Steve G, hey Steve. Vishal Sanjeev, just a reminder, last Monday's lecture needs to be indexed as TPM. We did put that in there. Vishal, I actually have very little control on this. I can ask other people to do it, but it's really up to them. So, Michael Smyer, would you be willing to please update the graphic for, when was that, last Monday? And put TPM on there someplace for me? Thank you. So that's all I can do, Vishal. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Scott Wolf, is there an easy way to remember the 802.11 wireless standards? Is there an easy way? I guess the problem for me, Scott, is that I just play with them so much and I don't really think about it. When you want to remember, the more important question, Scott, you should ask me is, what do we need to know? Right? That being the case, there's not a lot of questions on any, and it really depends what you're talking about. Is there an easy way to remember the 802.11 wireless standards? Scott, for example, the A Plus and the Network Plus look at these very differently. So I would need to know exactly what exam you're talking about to be able to answer this, if I could at all. Do you see where I'm coming from? I'm going to give those guys a minute to... David Mohan, 229. Could you describe XAA, anything as a service? Sure. Anything as a service is a BS term. It doesn't really mean anything. It just means you can do anything today on the cloud with virtualization and Internet of Things devices and all that. So it's not a term that you're going to ask to be defined on an exam. Anything as a service means you can turn anything into a service these days. It's for the A+. Okay. The big thing you got to remember more than anything else, especially on the earlier versions of 802.11, is which ones run on the 2.4 gigahertz ISM band and which ones run on the 5. Okay? That's really the biggest, trickiest questions you'll have. And it's actually pretty easy. A runs on 5 gigahertz. B and G run on 2.4. N can actually run on both. AC and AX really run on the 5 gigahertz band. Now, you can take that even further with AX in terms of going past the 5 gigahertz band, but CompTIA doesn't seem to know that, so we're not going to bother with them either. The other thing, the better thing I can tell you about 802.11 is what you should not memorize. Don't really memorize speeds. It's hard to measure speeds anymore with 802.11, in particular because you have you can have multiple channels which can double or triple or quadruple your bandwidth. So don't sweat that one so much. But that's really about it. I know you guys are looking for something hard, but it's not that hard. King of Metal 767. Hey, Mike, just started the total CompTIA Security Plus SY0601. Enjoying the Lord of the Rings references right off the bat. Hey, man, you shall pass. Is that the one I did? King of Metal? Mike, what kind of keyboard do you have? It is a mechanical keyboard. This one is a Inland brand mechanical keyboard. I like these. For decades, I had Microsoft natural keyboards, and I would buy stacks of the good ones, and they've all died. So, yeah, so I've gone to this Inland. It works pretty good. It's programmable. It's got pretty colors. It's got little flashity all over the place. I like it. And I like mechanical keyboards. I've just always been a fan. Just looking for questions, guys. 232, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name. Bob. Fuck, I don't even want to go there. Mike, I'm taking my Network Plus on the 29th. Good luck. I still find it difficult to understand the subnet. Okay, so listen, guys. We shot amazing videos about this. Do you guys put it back up one more time, please? Dave Rush, will you put a link to the subnetting? We did some wonderful subnetting videos. So not only do I show you the Mike Meyers way to subnet, but more importantly, I show you the types of questions you're going to run into on CompTIA exams, and then we go through like a ton of examples, just doing it over and over again. please, they're right here on the Total Seminars channel, right here on YouTube. Do a quick search on them or grab the link that my buddy Dave Rush is going to put up there for us, and it's pretty good. Mike as a service. Mike Meyers as a service. Sure, why not? Zach Morrill, is DA, I don't even know data as a service, I'm guessing? No, data as a service and security as a service are very different animals. Data as a service is a lot of times where somebody has a particular type of data, and instead of giving you the data, they give you access to the data so that you can query the data, get the answers you want, but you don't ever actually own the data. And God, there's so many of those, but they tend to be very, very specialized. Google Maps can be argued to be data as a service because I know you and I, or Google Earth, you and I will use Google Earth just for funsies, right? But there's a lot of places like, for example, television weather channels like to use Google Earth as a tool. And they can query Google Earth and, show what's happening over a certain area or traffic or whatever it might be. But they actually have to pay for it. You and I get it for free, but commercial entities have to pay for it. So that would be data as a service. Security as a service, gosh, that's so ubiquitous these days. Security as a service. All right, so I'm going to go over to Amazon Web Services and I'm going to spin up some instances. So I'll be using IaaS, right? I'm going to set up some virtual machines. Well, those virtual machines need security, right? So I can either do the built-in security that comes with whatever operating system I might be running. I will have a virtualized router that will have some basic security. Or if you want to, there are security companies for the low, low price of whatever dollars a month that will provide 24/7 monitoring, that can provide load balancing, that can, all these virtualized appliances in essence, which are applied to your wireless, virtualized, cloud-based network, but you're paying them money to do whatever they do in terms of security. You can have just all kinds of different things. And all you need, really, just open up a Amazon account. Everybody should have an Amazon AWS account at this point in your life. Yes, you have to have a credit card, but as long as you're even halfway careful, you can do it for free. You don't have to ever use the credit card. And then you can look at all of these hundreds, if not thousands, of different services that are available to, even though it's an Amazon account, these third-party add-ons, in essence, that are security as a service, among many, many other things. Tolowit likes Logitech keyboards and mice. I like Logitech keyboards and mice. I have those too. Oh, geez. I forgot your name. Miss. What phone is that you have? That's is that a subs of fat? No, this is a. This is the Galaxy Fold. So it's a foldable phone. Beep. Isn't that cool? Yeah. My Galaxy Fold 2. Mm-hmm. Although I got to tell you, I think I may found a new passion project that's actually outside of CompTIA, but I'm very interested, and that is I really want to come up. There's about 5 or 6 viable Android alternative operating systems that you can use on Android devices. I've been trying to de-Google for about 2 years now, and I've been pretty successful. But the one place it's hard for me to de-Google is my phone. And I want to, so it's just trying to eat bugs earlier, sorry guys. I want to see some of these new operating systems. There's so many different names, I can't even keep track of them all. And I'm going to start playing with them and see if I can come up with an alternative. I'm going to leave this one as Android, but I'll probably go pick myself up like a Pixel 5. I'll go over to Swappa, S-W-A-P-P-A. If you haven't been over to Swappa, you need to go over there. It's used smartphones. It's a great site, and I always buy my phones off of Swappa now because why buy a new phone? You know, these old phones work great. And you can get them cheap. Anyway, and I'm going to start playing with some of these alternative operating systems, alternatives to Android. See if I can get some of my security back. Sensei on the beat at 2:34. Hey Mike, what do you do when you get a question on the exam and you know the answer but you don't see it? I remember that the number 2 reason that people fail CompTIA exams is that they know too much. The number 1 reason people fail CompTIA exams is test anxiety. Number 2, you know too much, and only number 3, you don't know enough. So if I run into a question where I know the answer but it's not there, I think to myself, if you see hoof prints, think horses, not zebras. And I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Remember that CompTIA writes questions for, you know, people with marginal amounts of experience. And I'm going to say, how could I look at this differently and make one of these an answer? And that's exactly what I'll do. Clinton Young. Hey Mike, can you go over RAID configurations such as drive requirements, performance of common configurations? I could absolutely do that, but I've got some really nice RAID presentations. And I'll tell you what, why don't we save RAID for Wednesday? And let me just pull in one of my old RAID presentations. And then that way I think we can do a much better job than me just, you know, talking about it like this. So Wednesday will be RAID. I'm going to wait here and see if Dave Rush says, no, Mike. Oh, he did. I did a RAID feature. When did I do RAID? So Clinton Young, you'll see that there is a link. We did RAID already. Okay, never mind. We've already done RAID, and we have a wonderful video right here on the Total Seminars channel, right here on YouTube. Dave Rush has already made the link for it. Please check that out, and then get back to me and ask me some questions. It's a great video, and it's a presentation I've used for years on RAID, and just because RAID doesn't change that much. And that was back in last April. So thank you, Dave. No, it was April before last. Ooh, I've been doing this for a while. Anyway, please watch the RAID video that we have linked in the chat. And then if you have any questions, come right back on here and ask me questions. Scott Wolf at 2:37. Is there an easy way to remember the colors for both the 568A and 568B? Yes. You ready? So this is literally what I do, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's how you remember the difference between 568A and 568B. You got this? Write down 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I do this? I got some paper. Hang on. Do that. Okay? So remember, you've got 4 pairs in there. So it's going to be white color and then solid color, right? So like for the blues, you're going to have white, blue, and then blue. So the number one thing you got to remember is that if it starts with a B, it never moves. So the first thing I do is write this. If it starts with a B, it never moves, all right? Blue's in the middle, brown's on the end. If it starts with a B, it never moves. So 4 and 5 is white, blue, blue. Whoops, I got that backwards again. Cheek. Ignore me. Oh, that's the other thing to remember. When you're doing TIA 568A and B, it's always going to be white color, color, white color, color, white color, color, okay? So here, let's take a look. So blues are always in the middle, blue, white, blue, and then browns are always at 7 and 8, white, brown, and brown. So you'll notice at 6, there's an open spot there. So I got white, blue, an open spot, then white, brown. So that's going to be a solid color or something in there. Okay, so you only have 2 colors left. You have orange and green. That's it. So if it's A, stands for alphabetical. That means green, then orange. If it's blue, then it's orange, then green. So let's do A. You ready? I'm going to put a big A on here. So A, so I've got, what do I have left? Green and orange. G comes before O, so it's going to be white, green, green, and then white, orange, and then over in 6, I'm going to put in orange. This would look better if I actually had some colors with it, but because it's A, the greens come before the oranges. And remember, something's always going to be split there. So to do it for B, let me get another piece of paper out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So remember, if it starts with a B, it never moves. So white, brown, brown at 7 and 8, and then blue and white, blue at 4 and 5. That part's easy. So now if it's B, that means it's not alphabetical. Orange comes before green. So it's going to be white, orange, orange, and then it's going to be white, green. Yeah, I got it right. And then green. Again, if I had my pretty colored graphics on here, that would be easier. But if you're to remember the difference, if it starts with a B, it stays in the same place. Then that means that 4, 5, and 7, 8 are always filled up with something. So that means you have 1, 2, and then 3 and 6, which are split. So if it's 568A, that means alphabetical, green comes before orange. If it's B, orange comes before green. Ta-da! How's that for easy? Bacon is a service. Hilarious. Zach Morrill, my questions aren't as good as Alice's. Whatever happened to my buddy Alice? I need to send her an email, say hello or something. Rahul Mitra, hi Mike, how are you doing? I'm good. How's the weather in Austin? I don't know what the weather in Austin's like. I live in Houston, God's gift to Texas. Austin is our crazy liberal cousins. We love them, but they're a little weird. Robert Lemons, I've been selling and buying on Swappa for years. Great place. Yes, it is. Jason, bugs are good protein. Aren't they though? Zach Morrill, Mike, Pixel phone is still at Google. I know. And that's actually the funniest thing, Zach, that a lot of the phone security people are using pixels to have high security de-Googleized phones. I know. What pixels have that nobody else has is a Pixel phone is the most pure Android phone you can get. It has the less goo on it, like you'll see on Samsung phones and stuff like that. So yeah, it is a little bit funny, Zach, and that people use Pixel phones for high security. Andres Neary's here. RedTuber3, hello all. Jessica Llewellyn, in regards to answering test questions for A+, the opposite of not seeing the right answer, how do you choose from options that seem that they could all be answers? All right, well, Jessica, I mean, this really boils down to if you're using my study materials and my practice questions, if you're reaching a point where you can't knock any question down to 2 answers, I'm making a mistake. You should be able to break any multiple choice question down into 2 answers where you can remove something. If all the questions still seem valid, either A, the writer of the questions is doing bizarre stuff, one of those all of the above kind of things, which by the way, you'll never see on a CompTIA exam. Or you just don't know the topic well enough to be able to strip it down. But no, I'm still going to answer the question for you. The answer is, and this really isn't so much a CompTIA or an A+, as it's just a multiple choice question. Most multiple choice questions are going to be in a situation. I was about to lie to you, Jessica. You should be able to knock anything down to 2 questions. If not, you're going to have to guess. And always take your first bet. So guys, do keep be aware that in about 3 weeks, we're going to have a big, Dave Rush is celebrating his Dave Rush AMA 6th. I guess that means August 6th. So we'll assume that means August 6th. So Dave Rush is going to be giving away Dave Rush AMA. Dave Rush uses Raspberry Pis to teach CompTIA topics. And it's just that Raspberry Pis are cheap. And Dave does a great job. But the trick is, oh goodness. Dave, I'm going to go ahead and just post that up. August Drama 6th giveaway drawings. In order to get, so Dave's going to be giving away like Raspberry Pis and all kinds of stuff. The important thing is that if you want to even be considered for this giveaway, you have to pre-register. And Dave Rush will post up there how to go about pre-registering. And so I will let you do it. Anyway, folks, we don't get that many people on these channels, so some of these giveaways are actually quite easy, and I would recommend that you check that out. Dave has a great AMA that he does on Fridays at 2 o'clock right here at the Total Seminars channel. Dawood Lee, how can you get practice setting firewall lists and DHCP troubleshooting? Dot, I guess the easiest thing to do is just to play. Dot, I assume you have access to a home router of some kind. And in that case, you just play with it a lot. So what we do not talk about practice setting firewall lists. That's not how we do things. We could talk about access control lists. We could talk about setting things by details within an ACL, like for example, blocking port numbers, blocking IP addresses, whitelisting versus blacklisting, and any home router can do this. That's built in. Just don't hit save. Alec Carter passed Security Plus yesterday. Congratulations. Big round of applause. Clinton Young at 252. I had a practice quiz question. When upgrading BIOS firmware, which of the following limits are most commonly increased? Optical drive, USB capacity, RAM, or CPU? Which of the following limits? Honestly, Clinton, I'd probably have gone, well, it's hard to say. Would I have gone with RAM? No, I'd have to think about that for a minute. If they'd, the problem I have, Clinton, with is the phrasing here. Which of the following limits are the most increased? When they say limits, if they'd have said RAM speeds, I would have gone with C. But probably my quick one is CPUs, because so many times you can add something. You're not going to be able to change optical drive or USB capacity. Clinton, I hate that question. You're never going to see anything like that on an actual CompTIA exam. Use my practice questions. They're better. Don't go telling me it's from mine, because I won't believe you. Oh, Mr. Mitra, by the way, I just bought CompTIA Plus. I want to relearn the basics again. Go for it, man. Okay, so Duad Lee, now he wants to talk about access control list port blocking. Okay, we can talk about that a little bit. One moment, please. All right. So this is an isolated network. If somebody really wants to cause trouble, I guess they could. But let's talk about Duad's question. That is setting up different kinds of ACLs. Am I even gonna, let's see if I can even do that on mine here. So this is actually one of my routers. Okay, God, it's so small even on my screen, which means it's going to be tiny on your guys' screen. Traffic. I can't read it. How embarrassing is that, guys? I literally can't read that on my own screen. So, Duad, what I was trying to do was try to pull up some examples. You almost kind of answer the question yourself. So a couple of things, Duad, I want to say to you. Number one, you're like, well, I need to have examples of how to block port numbers. Okay, well, every home router is a little bit different. What's important is that you know how to block port numbers. So Duad, I'm going to ask you a question. I drive a Mercedes-Benz 280 SLK. How do you turn on the windshield wipers? So Duad's like, well, I don't know, or maybe, but I'll bet he does, right? I mean, if you're a driver at all, you can sit down in almost any vehicle, poke around a little bit, and figure out how to turn on the windshield wipers, right? Well, it's the same thing that happens in IT. You're never going to get step-by-step instructions to do anything, ever, in any place. What you have to do is have a basic understanding of what you're trying to do, i.e. turn on the windshield wipers, so that when it rains, you can turn them on, right? So the same thing takes place with blocking port numbers in an ACL. I don't know what model of router you might be sitting on, but I understand the concept of blocking ports. So I can go to almost any system, except my own right here. It's actually hilarious. Oh, actually there's a big sign that says firewall right here. Okay. And so on this one, I'm not even going to bother showing you guys because it doesn't show up. I have a URL filter. I have a network services filter. Here we go. So on my network services filter, I can set time of day. I can set port numbers. I can go with a blacklist or a whitelist. And this is just a little ASUS router that I picked up locally here. And then I can also type in what ports that I might want to block or not block. So the answer is it really ends up with pick a router and you can make that happen. Alex, oh good God. Seriously? Alex, we were just asking about you. Qualitative versus quantitative analysis for cyber risk. Quantitative simply means you'll use numbers. So with quantitative, you're going to use things like mean time between failures and annual loss expectation, ALE, which is ALE is your single loss, SRO. I can't remember them all. But quantitative simply means you're going to be using some kind of numbers. You're going to actually use real numbers to calculate risk, whereas qualitative means you do risk without numbers. So example, qualitative risk could be reputation of your company, stuff like that. So that's all the difference between quantitative versus qualitative. If it ain't got a number, it's qualitative. Oh, did I miss a question? Oh, how do you prevent XML injection? Somebody said it. Andrew Hutt said it right. Sanitize the input, Alex. He's absolutely right. Rick Roberts, taking my Security Plus tomorrow morning. Good luck to you, man. What is your age? I'm 59, almost 70. He's 84. Thanks, Patricia. Jessica, can you wear one of the hats behind you? I can. Really? You want me to put on a hat? Okay, fine. I will put on a hat. Oh, here we go. You kids want a hat? You got a hat. All right, so number one, guys, I want to give something away. But before I give anything away, please remember that we have we've got some great 50% off deals today. One more time, for this week, you can get an A+ ebook and our total tester. Again, the total tester is the practice questions. So you can get an ebook and the total tester, which bundled together. You have to get them both. Can't get one or the other. But you get those together for 50% off. You can also get Network Plus ebook and the Network Plus practice questions, again, for 50% off. In order to take advantage of this, all you got to do is head over to our website, www.totalsem.com. When you're over at that website, just go ahead and pick up an A+ ebook and a total tester bundle, or a Net Plus ebook and a total tester bundle. It's all pretty straightforward in our merchant area. And just before you check out, type in the code 071921. That's 071921. And when you type that in, you'll get 50% off of a combined ebook and practice questions, either for A+ or Network Plus. All right, but I think it's time for giving away things. And of course, I'm not even slightly ready. Bear with me, please. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. All right, guys. What do we want to do? I don't want to do A+. Let's do Network Plus. We haven't done Network Plus in like forever. All right, guys, so here's how this works. I'm about to put some multiple choice questions up on the screen, and then you have to answer it. The first person who answers, and the answer has to show up in the chat window. So the first person to answer wins. Do not write in A, B, C, or D. Do not write the letter. I need you to write out enough of the question, enough of the answer so I know what you're talking about. Get the idea? Problem is when people everybody just typed in A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, so that didn't really do us any good. And it's whoever I see wins first gets the prize. So here we go. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. So what we're competing for is 90-day access to A+, Net+, Security Plus questions. All right, so here we go, here we go, here we go. Which of the following hardware problems could prevent a node from attaching to a switch? Select 2. Now keep in mind that you have to select 2 of these, folks, so I need to see 2 answers. All right, so I think I got some answers. Do not type in A, B, C, or D, folks. I need you to write out 2 of them. All right, looks like we got some people throwing in answers here. So I'm going to take a shot at this. Select 2. Which of the following problems could prevent a node from attaching to a switch? So this is a classic example where you can see prevent a node from attaching to a switch. Select 2. Incorrect Wi-Fi channel. I guess technically a node could attach to a switch through Wi-Fi, but I'm thinking this is not an answer because it's assuming that this is a cabled connection. So I'm going to go with mismatched standards. Now, incorrect termination. So there's no real termination. This isn't, 802.2 or 802.5 or whatever it is. So I'm going to say it's A and B, misconfigured DHCP server. But it's attaching to a switch. So this bothers me. I don't think, see, I'm not liking that one so much. Because a misconfigured DHCP server is not going to stop a node from attaching to a switch. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm going to go with A and D. A, D is incorrect. Ooh. Did I have it right the first time? No. Incorrect termination. What the heck? Bad or missing termination. All right. Bad or missing terminators or wrong connectors. See, now a wrong connector I would have gone with. Oh, wrong connectors is termination wrong? Ugh. That's an ugly one, but I'm going to keep it. So A and C, mismatched standards and incorrect termination. Mismatched standards and incorrect termination. Anybody get that one? Alan Duggan looks like. Whoop, wait a minute. Peter Hunt. Andre. DBT WizTid. Wow. All right. I guess I'm going to have to give that one to Andrew Hutz. Congratulations to you, Andrew Hutz. Andrew Hutz, in order to claim your prize. What? Hang on. Here we go. There we go. Andrew Hutz, send an email to kathy@totalsem.com. That's Kathy with a K, K-A-T-H-Y-Y. Be sure to add your YouTube name and the practice exams you wish to choose. Congratulations, Andrew. Yeah, I think Andrew Hutz got it. Oh, Andrew, I can't do it. Guys, Andrew, you win it. I don't want to pass today. It's just too hard for me to backtrack and find everybody. So, Andrew, you got it anyway, man. All right, let's, how are we doing on time? 3:11? So, this is one of these interesting questions that I look at. It's like, is the question bad? And we're always looking at practice questions, but I got to tell you, I kind of like that one because the more I think about it, the more obvious it is. So it's a hardware issue, so it couldn't have been misconfigured DHCP server, and because it's wired, it couldn't have been incorrect Wi-Fi channel. So the only two answers left were the mismatched standards and the incorrect termination. That was it. So it's like, well, it's select two, and those are the only two that could possibly work, so I should have just gone for those. So, good one. I like questions like that. All right, I'm going to dig. Does you guys want to do another one? If anybody wants to do another practice, let me know. Too easy. Jason Holmes wants another one. All right, I'm digging. I want to. All right. We're going to do it again. You guys ready? All right, this one's a little bit more clear in my opinion. All right, guys, here we go. Emma is setting up a wireless network for her company. She wants to use authentication method where the users must connect to a separate authentication server to gain access to the network. Which method works best? Radius, AES, Kerberos, or WEP2? This should be pretty quick. All right, we got lots of good answers in there. I'm pretty sure we don't have to look even that hard. Let's be sure. That last one shook me a little bit. A is correct. Happy, happy. Yep, the answer is Radius. All right, so a Radius server is exactly that. A Radius server is a separate database that's used for authentication. Radius servers store usernames and passwords, or whatever type of authentication information is necessary to actually log into a wireless network. So, who is the winner there? Winner. Lots of people said, Mr. G looks like he's the winner. Yeah, David Mohan, man, I'm telling you, dude, you're this close to working for me. So congratulations, Mr. G. You are the winner. Mr. G, in order to claim your prize, you need to send an email to Kathy Y. That's Kathy with a K and two Y's. Kathy Y @totalsem.com. Be sure to enter your YouTube name. Whatever your name is you're using on here, make sure it's in the email, and then let Kathy know what kind of practice exams you want to have. Congratulations to you, Mr. G. Well done. Did Zach send a funny one? I didn't see it. Zach Morehill. Lots of messages redacted. All right. Cool. All right, guys. Well, it looks like questions are wrapping up, so I'm going to be wrapping up too. Don't forget that we do have a Discord channel. I will be on that Discord channel today. The Discord channel, well, it's not our Discord channel. It's actually run by a friend of ours, Jose Braden. It's just an opportunity to sit and chat with folks. I know a lot of times if you actually want to see somebody, it's a great place to get your camera out and your microphone and come in and say hello to everybody. Even if I'm not on there, Dave Rush is often on there. Scott Jernigan's often on there. But we have lots of great techs. Tola Wood, Andrew Hudd, Zach Morehill, and so many others. Alice and Patricia. They're all great techs in and of themselves. So there's always somebody to answer a question. And you don't, if you're shy and you don't want to put your camera up there, you don't need that either. Just, there's lots of different forums in there. Just type in a question and you'll get an answer back on a timely basis. Ant-Man, are you going to give the domain? Yes, Ant-Man 2100, there you go. There's the link to the Discord channel right there. Siegfried Vanderweed just showed up. All right, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. For those of you who are interested, I will be on the Discord channel in no time whatsoever. I'm going to wear my drummer. This is my Middle Eastern drumming hat. Anyway, guys, that should be it for today. We'll be seeing you on Wednesday. Don't forget Dave Rush's AMA. And remember, Dave's going to have a lot of great stuff to give away August 6th. That's 3 weeks from now. And I'll bet you a nickel that probably Dave has maybe like 8 people who've actually pre-signed up for this. So this is an opportunity to get some really sweet Raspberry Pi loot with really, really good odds. And all you have to do is sign in. And we have those links there for anybody who wants to do that. Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys over on the Discord. I'm heading out of here, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.